All right, guys, so we're getting down to crunch time. The Fed's making big moves, and some recent information just came out that it looks like the Fed has just really messed up royally, and it's not looking good for the average American. Inflation, recession, unemployment, affordable housing. I mean, let's just talk about affordable housing just for one moment. We know that the Fed has been telling us that they're trying to lower inflation by raising interest rates. But all we've seen so far, beyond the record interest rate hikes, 75 basis points back to back, 3 times in a row, all we're seeing is that housing prices are still expensive. All we're seeing is that mortgage costs are more expensive. The cost of housing is not affordable. It's not affordable. In fact, it's less affordable today. Housing is less affordable today before the Fed started raising interest rates than it was before it started raising interest rates. So House A for $400,000 today costs more every single month for the average American purchaser, the average American home buyer, than it was 8 months ago. Also, rent prices are higher. Pretty much everyone is seeing their rent more expensive today than it was a year ago. In fact, I have the email after email from many of my subscribers telling me, Ron, I just got a letter from my landlord. We're already paycheck to paycheck right now. And my landlord just said that in 3 months, my mortgage payment, my rent payment, my lease payment is going to be going up. And I'm seeing anything from, okay, rent is going up $100 in 3 months, to some people are telling me that their rent has gone from from whatever it is to an increase of $500 a month. One person emailed me saying that their rent payment is going up $800. So it's like either you renew at the higher amount of $800 per month, or what are you going to do? Move out? And if they're able to charge $800 more per month, chances are the market rent is $800 more per month across the board. Unless you're forcing, you might find yourself, okay, let me find a lesser place to rent, but it's a lower quality place to live. And so is it even safe for your family to live there? So that's one thing. So the Fed is marching forward and raising interest rates, and we're going to be seeing this. If you're not getting letters already, like Mary just got a letter. She told me that she got a letter from, I don't want to say which department store it was, but it's a very well-known department store that starts with an M, and you guys can probably guess which one I'm talking about. She got a letter that said that her credit card interest rate is going up. So basically, in the next statement or the following statement, whatever the case is, I'm not sure when she got this letter, but she told me that she got a letter saying that her credit card bill her credit card bill, her interest rate has been warned that it will be going up. And we already know, because we've been talking about this. And if you're a subscribed member, if you're a subscriber to the channel, if you're not subscribed to the channel, definitely subscribe to the channel. Drop a like for the video. I really appreciate that, you guys. And you guys would know what is happening. We saw this coming down the road. We've been talking about this for months. So one of the Fed's biggest gauges in terms of the Fed has a number of different gauges, kind of like when you're driving in your car. You got your speedometer, your gas gauge. Speaking of gas, the only thing that has been going down since the Fed has been raising interest rates have been gas prices. But going back, so in your car, you have a few gauges. You got a speedometer, you got your gas gauge, your fuel gauge, your temperature gauge. You have you have your RPM. So there's a number of different gauges. Well, one of the Fed's gauges is they have what is called the core inflation numbers, the core inflation report, your CPI report. And the core inflation rose 4.9% from a year ago in August and 0.6% on a monthly basis, according to the Federal Reserve. And this is what the Federal Reserve watches very, very closely. Personal income rose 0.3%, the same as July, and in line with the estimate. Spending rose 0.4% and declining 0.2% the month before. Now, we've been warned. The Fed has already warned us that their goal is to reduce inflation. But along with this goal of inflation reduction, not to be confused with the Inflation Reduction Act, which does nothing to help anyone in terms of inflation. That's another story. Don't get me started on that. The Fed has indicated that unemployment will rise. And the last report that I read indicated that 1.2 million jobs will likely be lost. And what kind of time frame are we talking about here? 1.2 million jobs. We're probably going to see this in the next 12 months. So I hope that, my community is preparing. Many of you have been asking for more information on ways to generate additional income. How can you increase your income? And I'm considering sharing more of this information on a wider scale, on a broader scale, releasing some additional ideas for you guys to be able to do to increase and make more money, because the only way to fight inflation, honestly, isn't to sit on our butts waiting for the Fed to fix things. The Fed is going to crash the economy. The Fed is going to crash the stock market, probably the housing market. Cryptocurrency markets crashed already, and it's still crashing. Eventually, inflation will probably, hopefully, get under control. So by then, the average American will be completely bankrupt and, out on the streets. And I don't want that. So I'm going to be sharing more and more information in future videos. So if you haven't subscribed to the channel, make sure you subscribe and make sure your notification bell is turned on so you don't miss out on future videos and future updates. Now, I did get a message, and this is from a subscriber, and it says, "I'm definitely scared about the future. I don't have any backup to help me out. I live from paycheck to paycheck, taxed monthly, once a month on Social Security, and it's not making it stretch as far as I need it to stretch because I'm definitely behind on everything." And you guys comment down below and let me know if this situation sounds familiar to you. It doesn't stretch as far as I needed to stretch because I'm definitely behind on everything. I'm needing help with all, just the essential bills, let alone putting food on the table. I would definitely love to do drop shipping. I just need to know how, and I definitely don't have the money to invest in anything that would help me right now other than drop $50 or so. To answer your question, I'm definitely struggling, and I know that there's a lot of people out here doing the same. So I would definitely listen to anything that you have to say. I watch your videos every day, daily, to hear what you have to say. Every day, sometimes a couple of times a day. Please keep up the good work, and hopefully we can get something established so that we can at least side hustle and come in and have a good day. All right. So this message actually came from Jackie, and I'm not going to edit this video. Normally I would do all that, but I don't feel like doing that. I just want to get this message out to the community as quickly as possible. And believe it or not, number one, Jackie, I really appreciate you watching all my videos. It takes a lot of time and effort to collect the information, to edit the videos and make it all nice and pretty for my family. I consider you guys my family. So when I say family, I'm talking about you guys. So I definitely appreciate that. The thing is that's great that you're interested in drop shipping. It's great that you're interested in potentially investing in yourself. I know you don't have that much to invest in, but that's the thing. What a lot of people don't realize is that the solution, because things are going to get worse. We're only seeing the onset of things, and I really feel bad for those who are on fixed incomes because they're bearing the brunt of all of this. If you're on fixed income, you've probably seen your living expenses go up by probably 50%, and in some cases double. And it's unfortunate because if you're on a fixed income, the income is fixed. The income's not going up with the expenses. If it were, we probably wouldn't be having this conversation. However, many people are finding themselves in a situation where, hey, I have just enough money to make it to the end of the month, and I don't have any wiggle room over that. And here's another situation that often comes up, and I'm communicating with many of my viewers on a regular basis. A lot of you guys drop comments. A lot of you guys send me emails and whatnot, and I do my best to reply to as many people as I can. But there's a lot of you guys. There's only one of me, so I do my best. But the thing is when you're check to check like that, inevitably something unexpected happens. And I keep seeing this particular kind of scenario. Hey, Ron, I'm barely able to make ends meet. My 401k is down. My investment portfolios is down. I've got a mortgage payment. It's this much money per month. Here are my credit cards: Visa, MasterCard, American Express. This is how much I'm paying every single month. I can only afford the minimum payments. And, fuel expenses are this much. You drive whatever, a Lexus, BMW, Toyota, Honda, Ford, whatever car you're driving, and this is how much my car payment is. I have insurance, Allstate, Travelers, Geico, you name it, whatever the case is. Some people are literally, they have their budget completely written out and they have a plan. But the problem is, it is literally, there's no wiggle room. And then all of a sudden, I just had to drop $500 unexpectedly because, CV axles went out on the car, or my car was in the shop because the air conditioning went out, or I had to get a timing belt. Timing belt was $1,500. And on top of that, because of the whole supply chain problems, I had to get a rental car because I couldn't just be out of a car for 5, 6, 7 days while they're waiting on this part to come in. So, then what happens is, while you're paycheck to paycheck, how do you pay this unexpected expense? You can't leave the car broken because you got to get to work just so that you can stay paycheck to paycheck, right? So you're not even getting ahead in some cases. And so this auto repair ends up going on the credit card, assuming there's available credit balance left to even support this additional purchase. So this is one of the stories that I hear regularly. And you guys drop me a comment down below if this resonates with you. But honestly, there is a solution for this. There's always solutions, and some of the emails I get, they're really touching, borderline depressing. And I know a lot of people are dealing with depression right now, and a lot of people have asked me, hey, are we heading into a depression economically? And I don't know if I can answer that question right now. But what I do want to just say, if you are thinking about making any type of permanent decisions, and I hope you understand what I mean by making a permanent decision, I want you to know that your family really cares about you, and just think about the people that you would leave behind if you were to do something like that. So I don't think that is a good idea. And if no one told you that, that they care about you, I care about you. So I just wanted to put this message out here. I don't know who needs to hear this, but I'm just going to go ahead and put that out there for the community. But guys, I know I'm sharing some information that could be received as being scary or concerning, and it is. But at the same time, I want you guys to understand that in all situations, no matter how negative the situation is, there is always a solution. And I'm going to be sharing more and more solutions on how to get out of debt, how to get out of this, break the cycle of being paycheck to paycheck, how to build wealth. Because in all honesty, it's not about getting rich. It's not about getting rich. But to get out of the paycheck to paycheck situation, you have to build wealth, because that's the opposite of being broke. And that's really as simple as it gets. But there's a lot of different situations that I know are being dealt with right now, but there are many different solutions. So always know that there is a solution. It's only a matter of finding it. So I'm going to continue to share more information with you guys in future videos. One quick message mention. Someone asked if they have the ability to pay off their home. Is this a good idea? And I just wanted to kind of throw that message out there because I did see it as well as many other messages, but I'm going to answer that in a future video. Many people were asking, hey, you know, if you could pay off your house, should you pay off your home? Is it a good idea to, you know, be completely debt free, have no mortgage, or should that money be used for something else? And I'm going to share that information in a future video. Let me know if you guys are interested in information like that, as well as how to create side hustles and boost your income. But I want to share as much information with my community as much as possible. Inflation is at record highs. The Fed will continue to raise interest rates, and things are not looking good according to the Fed. And we can only expect that the Fed will make things much more expensive for everyone, much more painful, and that interest rates will continue to go higher. So as we attempt to survive this recession, consider subscribing to the channel. Look forward for future updates. Look forward for future information that you and your family can use to prepare financially for moving forward. You guys be safe out there. Take care.